Let's talk about using the elbow as a weapon. Elbow is very sharp. It comes out to a point, very heavy, much better for combat than the hands ever will be. When people think about fighting, they think about punching and kicking, but really the hands and the feet have a bunch of small interconnecting bones that are easy to break. Tools like the elbow are much bigger and heavier and sharper, much better for self-defense. I think that a good elbow is always going to be more devastating to your opponent and safer for you than ever throwing a punch could be. So we really want to utilize the elbow as a weapon. The standard elbow is just a horizontal, cross the body elbow this way here. And that should be the standard elbow because it's the same exact body mechanics as ear slaps or hooks. So if you can throw a boxer's hook here or throw an ear slap here as the same mechanic, then you can throw the elbow here. Notice I'm coming up on the ball of the foot. When I throw the elbow, my leg rotates and I get my heel up off of the ground. If I stay flat-footed, I can't really turn into the elbow, so I have to roll through. Just using the very tip of the elbow here, coming across the face here or here. Another way to think about this is taking your hand and bringing it over your opposite shoulder. Here, take this hand, bring it over my opposite shoulder. So that's a standard horizontal elbow. Also, a very popular elbow is the diagonal down elbow. So almost the same body mechanics, but it's rolling this way. Here, here, here. This is the most popular elbow in sport fighting because usually someone's going to have their guard up in a defensive position, and if you just throw the elbow horizontal, a lot of times you run right into the guard, whereas if you roll it over the top, you can actually come in over the guard and come into the nose or into the eye bone this way here. So that diagonal down elbow. Another way to think about that is taking your hand and instead of bringing it over your shoulder, tuck it under your armpit. Here, here, rolling, rolling. If we can go diagonal down with elbows, we can also go diagonal up with elbows. So I can take my hand and touch my opposite ear. Here, here, across this way. It's a good elbow as well. We can also go vertical up. So I take my hand and touch the same ear. Here, the ear on the same side. Here. This one can be good because if you're moving into somebody and they're going to throw a punch, you have to cover the punch anyway. So you can cover the strike as you're coming up and hitting if you're in close. So that can be a good tool, that vertical elbow coming up, because it's a simultaneous defense for my face and offensive attack this way here. Another elbow that you may want to have in your self-defense game plan is a descending elbow, dropping from 12 to 6 here. Whatever side you're going to elbow with, that leg would step back here so that you can drop into it here. That's going to be more used for unique situations, like maybe someone's, puts their shoulder into my body and pushes me up against a wall or something so that I can't get to their face, but that their back of their head or their ribs or kidneys are exposed and I can drop that elbow down into it. Most common use of the descending elbows is when you're on the ground. In a ground fighting situation, if you're close to someone, it's hard to punch them and do any damage, but you can use gravity and drop that elbow down and really do a lot of damage. As a matter of fact, you can do so much damage that those descending 12 to 6 elbows are outlawed in sport fighting. They're not allowed in mixed martial arts and things like that. You're not allowed to hit the head with descending elbows this way here. So another elbow that you may want to have in your self-defense game plan is reverse elbows. So being able to elbow behind you this way or this way here, or behind you at an uppercutting angle here or here. So those elbows can come overhand here, or they can come uppercutting here. Just depends on where the target is, what's available. Obviously, I don't want people behind me in a fight, but it could happen that you get pushed off balance or something and your opponent's head is here and you can come back this way or you can come up this way and use those strikes as well. Or maybe someone grabs you from behind and you can use that reverse elbow this way here. So quick review, horizontal elbows are the standard, diagonal down elbows, diagonal up elbows, vertical up elbows this way here, descending elbows down, and then reverse overhand and uppercutting elbows. And that's all of your basic elbows for self-defense. Those are the ones that I would use in self-defense. So take your time and practice the elbow strikes, because the elbow is a very, very useful tool for self-defense, and you're going to want to have that in your game plan. So work on that.